Today we are going to be wrapping up November reading for me. And I think this one will be pretty quick because I think you've seen most of what I read in November already in different vlogs. So I will mostly point you there. I read 13 things in November, which is definitely an uptick from where I've been trending earlier this year, so that feels good. And I was liking most of what I read, which also felt good because I've had a couple of sort of meh reading months. Let's see, I think most of them were new. I did reread one book, which was Deceiving the Corsair by Ruby Dixon, but everything else was new, and all but two were in vlogs. So why don't I start by talking about those two books, and then we will just I'll do the highlights of the two vlogs. So the two books I read that were not in vlogs, one was With a Bear Bodkin by Cyril Hare. I really enjoyed this book. Now, I only gave it 3.5 stars because it is a classic golden age of detective fiction mystery, and I don't know that the mystery was the best part of this book. Like, it was okay, but not great. So for that reason, I gave it like a B+. But I love the writing in this book. I love the atmosphere and the chattiness and the gossip, like the office gossip, that is basically the backdrop of this. So it is set during World War II in it's also sort of a little bit parodic of kind of bureaucracy, British bureaucracy. So it's in the Pens Control Division, and they're staying in this, requisitioned old manor, and it's all of these different bureaucrats, the scuttlebutt around the office. So the setup beyond that is that there's also a writer staying there, a novelist who is known for mysteries. They're all kind of like coming up with different like ways he can kill people in the book. And then somebody actually dies and they have to figure out who done it. There's a little bit of romance in here, and I just love the writing. This book, I think, is officially pushing me to purposefully seek out more Cyril Hare, regardless of description. Because I think what I've learned from this is that even if I don't end up loving the mystery part, I do really like his actual writing. Dare I say, his writing is the closest I have seen to Agatha Christie from this era. In terms of it does have some of that kind of lightness of touch. Not as good as Christie, I'm not saying that, but it reads well to a modern ear. It has some of her same sensibilities, I feel like. And it just was really good. Between this and An English Murder, I feel like I definitely got to read more from him. So that might be a 2025 endeavor. But I really enjoyed this. 3.5 stars, but definitely enticed me to keep reading from the author. And then The Firelight Apprentice by Bree Paulson. This is a middle grade fantasy graphic novel. She also wrote Garlic and the Witch, and based on the strength of that, I'm like, I kind of am down to read whatever she puts out. This was, I think, like kind of dark. The magical creature in question in this is a lich, and these two, it's an older sister and a younger sister. The younger sister has a lot of magic, and because her family has fallen on hard times, they haven't been able to get her properly trained, and an opportunity arises for that to happen, but it's a little bit dubious, and some of the trying not to spoil it, but basically things are still bad at home, and the older sister's kind of dealing with that. The younger sister's getting trained, but like there's some macro things afoot. Thematically, this is kind of dark for the intended audience, but that seems to kind of line up with her whole deal. I also just loved seeing a lich depicted in a graphic novel. I'm trying to make sure there's not too much context on this page of what's going on. No, I think you can just see the lich. But look, I love seeing a lich. So yeah, I enjoyed this. Again, I gave this 3.5 stars, I believe. Another another good one. It's just not, it doesn't give me exactly what Garlic and the Witch gave me in terms of like, oh my gosh, I love this, but still really well done and would recommend. And I remain a fan of Brie Paulson. What can I say? So those are the 2 books that I hadn't talked to you guys about already. Everything else were in vlogs, so let me just run down. In the A to Z vlog that I've been doing this month, I read Marlowe Murder Club, Nowhere to Hide, The Old Woman with the Knife, Poison is Not Polite, and Queen of the Tiles. I would say the 2 biggest hits from that for me were definitely Poison is Not Polite by Robin Stevens and Queen of the Tiles by Hannah Alkoff. This one I gave 4 stars and I think is a great example of middle grade whodunit mystery. I've gotten a ton of recommendations from you guys subsequent to posting this that I am excited to check out, but I do really love good middle grade mystery, and I am definitely interested in reading more in this. I got a lot of people saying that they love this series as well as this book. And then Queen of the Tiles is, I'm calling it general fiction. It does have a strong mystery element to it, but I think ultimately it's a contemporary YA dealing with grief, and it's set at a Scrabble tournament in Malaysia, and it's beautifully written with an interesting set of characters, a good plot. It's just all around fantastic. So those are my 2 favorites from that vlog. The other vlog I did was reading some of the Goodreads Choice Award nominees that were already on my TBR. So I didn't read a full category, but I did end up reading 5 books that were nominated and didn't dislike any of them. I would say my 3 favorites from that were Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is a contemporary romance, quasi-fake dating, but not really. Like, no, I mean, this is like they're dating. And it's got a lot of emotion. It's extremely well written. The author that this most reminds me of in terms of her writing is Emily Henry. It has that like really high quality prose, characters and character motivations that make sense. And then this particular one is got a lot of mommy issues. So we've got the hero, his mom is going to be in prison for a few years, and so they kind of know what's happening, and he's taking guardianship over his 3 younger siblings, so like there's that whole bit. And then the heroine, her mom is like utter garbage. She's just like abusive and takes advantage of her, and it's just bad. So they are good together, but the heroine like doesn't know how to love, kind of, or like let love in. So that's a lot of the conflict. It's so well written and it deserves a higher rating. But for me, it was too emotional, because that's just not, when I'm going to a contemporary romance, I'm wanting something a little bit more escapist than this was. This was basically too good. Like it was too good at making me feel emotions. Yeah, it was just good. So there's that one. And then my 4.5 star was We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. This I would describe as an action thriller that is the start of a new series and bodes very well for me just loving anything he does. It's fun. It has his characteristic humor. I think the new characters we got introduced to, I am so in love with Steve and Amy, their father-in-law and a daughter-in-law, and they love each other, but they both have so many like blockers to being able to like directly express that. So like they show it in other ways, and it just kills me. But it's I say that it's also just fun. It's a fun book. It's globe tripping. They're like going to all these different places because Amy, the daughter-in-law, is a bodyguard, and her former clients are getting killed like right after she leaves. And so she works for this like kind of international paramilitary, paragovernmental like security agency. So they're trying to figure out what's going on. Anyway, it's so good. I loved it. And yeah, I'm excited to see he's not just a one-trick pony with the Thursday Murder Club. So there was that one. And then the biggest hit for me, my 5 star, was The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. This is my platonic ideal of a cozy fantasy. It has the coziness, check. Has a fun fantasy world, check. We've got freaking mer people and mer horses, all the mers. And interesting kind of like socio-political stuff, check. We have plot, more of a plot than some other cozy mystery. So they're trying to like keep the fact that the main character has magic, like has these spell books and can do magic, a secret. And then it also has a romance, which I thought was very sweet. It's not, if you're not into on-page stuff, this does not have it, because it's more in the cozy fantasy realm than I would say a romantasy, even though that's the category it was nominated in for Goodreads. But yeah, this was just so lovely, and there's another one coming out next year, and I've already pre-ordered it, so I'm so excited for that. So yeah, that, I believe, was everything I read, guys. And you have full vlogs of most of it to get all the thoughts. Anything else I need to tell you about November? I don't think so. I mean, I have some stats. I mean, my average rating was a 3.96, which was definitely better than October, which is a 3.5, and September, which was a 2.25. There you go. So as you can see empirically, definitely a better reading month. Yeah, I'm excited. So I always am trying to sneak in some books in November before I get to my lists, which are definitely coming up. I am doing my lists a little bit differently this year, so you'll hear more about that in those videos, but those are coming your way very soon. I believe the first one should be going up this weekend. And yeah, I'm excited for you to see those. So with that being said, let me know how your reading in November went. Also, I just realized that Hastings is being adorable. Is that Hastings? Yeah, that's Hastings. Sorry, even I, their biological mother, sometimes can't tell them apart because they look so similar. Yeah, anyway, sorry. Let me know how your reading went in November. Let me know if you're looking forward to squeaking in any books before the end of the year in December. I've got a couple of those. And yeah, I think that will do it for me. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. I have all that information listed in the description box below. I haven't done that outro in a while. Like if you liked it, hit the bell if you want to know when I'm going to post, and be well, take care of each other, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.